it's Adrianna with Movement Monday, week 7. Today we're going to talk about grounding. Rather than specific movements, I decided that it was a good idea, especially as it's getting colder, to focus in on grounding, what it is and why it's good for you. So there's been actually a lot of studies over the last couple of years as to why grounding is important. There's been research studies showing that it reduces inflammation, it helps you sleep better, and just better overall health. I would encourage you, after you watch this, to just go look at all the different benefits. Obviously, this is not my main area of expertise, but there's a lot of people out there who it is their main area of expertise, and they can provide a lot more information. I just wanted to show some pointers and maybe just an introduction for those of you who aren't aware of it, or just some good ideas on how to stay grounded this winter. Grounding is just the idea of coming in contact with the earth. You don't want to have rubber shoes. You want to have your feet on the ground barefoot, and then you want to be in as much contact as you can with the earth. If you're going to lay here in the leaves, that's great in my book. I feel like the more contact you have, the better. I've also been recommended to sit against a tree, and I've heard that that is another great way. From what I understand, trees are not conductive, though wood is not conductive, so you can ground obviously on natural earth, just the regular ground. You can ground on sidewalk as long as it's not been sealed, sand and natural bodies of water. And it's just this idea as when you come in contact with the earth, there's an electron transfer. So you're actually getting antioxidants just from coming in contact with the earth. Typically we're not grounded because of our rubber shoes. Rubber is not conductive. Like the people who work with the power lines, like they're fully insulated with rubber because electricity and electrons won't transfer through rubber. And so if you're wearing rubber soles, you have that barrier between you and the earth, and you're not able to ground with the earth. From what I understand, they do make shoes that have copper. You can also get like grounding plates with your regular shoes, and you can poke holes in the soles of your shoes and then put those grounding rods in. So even though you're wearing rubber-soled shoes, you can still be grounded. I've personally made like some leather sandals, and I'm working on winterizing them because I'm not going to be able to wear sandals all winter long, sadly. So some great tips for staying grounded in the cooler months is just kind of like playing with leaves. Just holding onto the leaves. It's going to be more difficult as it gets colder to be able to just walk around all day barefoot. So touching snow with your bare hands, touching leaves with your bare hands, or walking around in the leaves in like a natural fiber, a natural material. You can ground through leather and wool, I believe cotton, and they recommend like if you have silver sewn in with those to make it more conductive. And then just anything that you're coming in contact with the earth. So if snow is on the ground, it has that conductivity because it's been touching the ground. So just really trying to make it a habit of touching the earth, being in connection with the earth. And I really feel like it's important. I feel like we've become so disconnected, but everything we have, everything that we are, comes from the earth. I mean, we've found ways to grow things, and we've found ways to genetically modify things. But in reality, like at the end of the day, our food sources comes from the sun and the earth. Without the earth, we have nothing. So I feel like it's great to really recognize that interconnectedness that we have. I think the easiest way for me to see how interconnected we are is on the freeway. If you see somebody get in an accident, and like you're 3 miles back and you're like, why are we all stopped? Finally you get up to that point and you're like, oh yeah, there was an accident, and we're all You know, every single action we take, everything we do affects everybody around us. And so I feel like earthing and grounding is just a fantastic way to come in contact with that and to realize that. There's also grounding mats. I don't have very much experience with those personally, but I do know people who will sleep with them and they have seen fantastic results. So I'd really encourage you to just look into different things, and to just experiment with it and play with it and see what works for you. What works for me might not work for everybody else. I really feel like it's important. Your body will tell you. Your body will tell you what it needs. It's just a matter of slowing down and listening and being present and being receptive to what your body needs. Thank you so much for watching. My name again is Adrianna, and if you want more information about what I do, you can go to adriannashealingmassage.com. Thanks, and have a great Monday.